Good evening. My name is Donald Fritchie. The Roman Dodecahedron, a tool that forgot to explain itself. For nearly 300 years, archaeologists have been staring at the same object and asking the same question. What on earth is this thing? It's called a Roman dodecahedron. It's bronze. It has 12 faces, holes of different sizes, and little knobs on every corner. We've found over 100 of them, mostly on the Roman frontier. And here's the strange part. The Romans wrote everything down. But about this object, nothing. No name. No instructions. No explanation. So today I want to suggest something radical but very Roman. What if this object doesn't contain instructions? What if it is the instruction? Reframing the mystery. Most explanations treat the dodecahedron as a thing. A ritual object. A candle holder. An astronomical device. But none of those explanations explain everything. They don't explain the precision, the uniform geometry, the varying hole sizes, the frontier-only distribution, or the complete lack of inscriptions. So instead of asking what it is, I asked a different question. What kind of problem would require a tool like this and no writing? That question changes everything. The core idea. My hypothesis is simple to say, harder to see. The Roman dodecahedron was a multi-domain tacit instrument, a tool designed to generate spatial grids, transfer proportions, record numbers, and issue receipts without writing, without numerals, and without literacy. In other words, this wasn't symbolic. It was procedural. The Romans didn't need to label it because trained users already knew how it worked. How it works? Visually simple. Here's how. The knobs on the corners? They create repeatable point grids when rolled or pressed into clay or soil. Perfect for layout and construction. The holes? They're not random. They vary deliberately. When you sight through opposing holes, you create fixed proportional ratios, a Roman version of a scaling instrument. And now the part most people miss. Each face becomes a numerical state. The hole encodes a value or category. The surrounding knobs encode quantity, 1 to 5. Press it into clay or wax, and you've just created a numerical record. No numbers. No language. Just action. The tool writes by being used. Why the frontier matters. Why do we only find these on the frontier? Because frontiers are where writing fails. They're unstable. Multilingual. Semi-literate. Documents get lost, stolen, or forged. So Rome didn't send paper. It sent procedures hardened into bronze. If captured, the object reveals nothing. Without training, it's useless. That's not ritual. That's security design. Science, not speculation. And here's the most important part. This isn't a story. It's a testable hypothesis. The Roman dodecahedron stops being mysterious when we stop treating it like an object and start treating it like what the Romans actually built best. A tool that lives in the hands of its user, not on the page. Thank you.